Well, the second of 3 games here on this Sunday. We continue with Super Wildcard Weekend here on EA Sports. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Cardinals now getting set to go offensively, and it'll be the dual-threat quarterback Kyler Murray leading the way.
Let's face it, it doesn't matter if you're a rookie free agent or a 15-year vet. Guiding a team to victory on the road in the playoffs, small feat. And it's going to be really important for him to play mistake-free football. But equally important, create some big plays as well to give his team confidence that they can win.
They'll run it for the first time with Dameon Pierce.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10. Murray now to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Wilson.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. And they'll look to avoid an early 3-and-out here on 3rd and 4.
Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yes.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And this one is incomplete. They were trying to liven up this playoff game very early on. Pretty deep throw, but good coverage.
I think they were counting on the defenders being a little tight, a little over-anxious early, and trying to catch them flat-footed and get a big play.
To throw is Murray. Wilson's got it complete. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Murray to air it out again. Over the middle, complete. That's Benson. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Pierce takes it straight ahead, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. Not a touchdown, obviously, but playoffs, you're on the road. At least you put something on the board.
I would agree with that totally. You're not exactly sending a message to the opposition, but you are letting them know that you came to play.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field.
And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And he comes into these playoffs bringing a team that's been battle-tested and earned the home playoff game here in round 1. But every year they know that a division champ, it feels like, gets beat. They don't want to be that team. They have to avoid the overconfidence and make sure they play the same way they played during the regular season. Mistake-free and with passion.
Play action, now it's Daniels. This complete to the tight end, Tucker Kraft.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Pruitt, and able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain.
This 2nd and 4. Throwing now is Daniels.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Now Daniels.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
Washington going to send out their punter
as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over.
And, you know, listen, there's 2 ways to get the number 7 seed. You can back into it or you can charge your way into it and seize it. But ultimately, once you're here, you can throw that out the window. You've got to come to play.
Yeah, you just think of that phrase, any given Sunday or Saturday as the case may be. And even though this is a 2 versus 7 matchup, don't think for 1 second that this game's going to be a pushover. Anything can happen once the playoffs begin.
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Pierce will try to pick it up.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
Here's Murray. Eluding the pressure right. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the 1st down marker, and this early drive will continue.
And Murray in trouble here, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
A run for Pierce out of the gun.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. 3rd down and 13. Murray going to throw. Open man here is Benson. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. Here comes the Cardinals punter now as he's on to kick it away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. So a nice run there, and I have to think a strong running game in the playoffs, maybe even more critical than the regular season. And if you go by the numbers, the man they have running it here, he was the best in the NFL.
And since he led the league in rushing yards, I think it means he's going to see the ball a lot in this game too, because that's what they're built like. That's what they're built around. So I think the offensive line, the tight end, the wide receivers, everyone is coming together, wanting him to get the ball and get it often, and they want to carve some holes out there for him.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Pruitt, and tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have a Commanders 1st down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Up the middle they go. Pruitt, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Clock running, under a minute to go now here in a fast-moving first quarter. Daniels looking to throw. That's taken in by Kraft. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Daniels. And it's caught. And so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Keep in mind they can still get a 1st down here as they come up on 2nd and inches. They'll motion out one of the tight ends. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches, as they've got it as we resume action. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Punching it in from a yard away. And Washington has taken the lead.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Point after try forthcoming. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Cardinals offense ready to set up shop. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And Murray in trouble here, and down he goes. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
His throw incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack. Here comes the Cardinals punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 42. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46.
The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. They'll keep it on the ground. Pruitt. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They'll run on 1st down. Pruitt. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
To the air goes Daniels.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 4th down. And his kick is indeed good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So they're content to take the 3. Somewhat of a conservative call there, opting not to go for it on 4th and inches.
And that's from a team that you and I know is not usually playing it close to the vest. It's a little bit of a surprise that they opted for the 3 instead of going for it.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Cardinal offense takes back over.
It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Play fake. Murray. To the right side and intercepted.
And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
67 yards rushing for him in this first half as he has certainly carried over his regular season success into the playoffs. Here's Daniels. He finds his man, complete. That's Myers. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done, down to the 15 from the 21. Second down and 4. Now a handoff up the middle. Pruitt. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Daniels from the gun on third down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll score. Touchdown, Commanders. Trey Palmer, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Commanders have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead is now 17-3. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Arizona's offense back out and ready to go. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Murray fighting, lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And he gets it back into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery leading to a Washington touchdown. Well, Charles, not only did they fumble the football, but they're starting to fumble away their chances here a little bit. We've got a 3-score ball game now here in the first half.
And the last thing you want to do, partner, is help the other team with what are avoidable turnovers. You want to hang on to the football because you're already playing against a good team. You're just making it easier for them by giving them extra opportunities.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And Murray in trouble here, and down he goes. Kayvon Thibodeau. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Kyler going to give this to Benson. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational, CD. That is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or 2. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10
right at the 50-yard line. Up the middle they go. Pruitt. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line.
So from just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 9. Working out of the gun, Daniels. Finds his receiver, Watson.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too.
Now a handoff up the middle. Pruitt. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
77 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
In motion comes the tight end left.
He'll complete this one to Watson.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown.
From 8 yards out.
And the Commanders continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead.
I know a lot of people look at these games and think, all right, this thing's done. Let's have some sportsmanship. Let's not try and score. You should never do that in the NFL. I've seen big leads blown, and teams that looked like they had a victory, all of a sudden we're going home with a loss.
Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs.
Murray now. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now Murray. A short one here, caught by McBride. Now a 3rd and 6.
Now Murray off play action. And incomplete on the deep ball. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fair catch called for and collected right at the 10-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Daniels. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's the gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 16-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Daniels.
That's completed right side to Palmer.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington first down.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Daniels. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC Wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
We'll start our tour out in the City of Angels, Los Angeles, where you see the final score there. Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in the late window. Dak Prescott, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. We were treated to a fine performance in the first half from the Heisman Trophy winner, Jaden Daniels. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Commanders' offense and Jaden Daniels getting set for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
Open man, it's Palmer. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
And he was able to shed 1 tackle, but could not get away from there. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Again, he'll drop to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they will finally catch him, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. From the gun, he'll hand this off. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
It's largely been the air attack that's gotten them down here, but now's where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on 1st and goal.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Jaden Daniels taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Commanders take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the lead that they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent, and they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. With the football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Here's Murray. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. They run over center with Benson. And this is going to be a Cardinals first down as good running gets him to about the 44.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
This is taken in by McBride. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. To throw is Murray. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Commanders will take over here just shy of the 30. Now this defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Whitfield. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's going to have a Commander's first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3. from the gun. They'll try to run it.
And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Looking to throw. Whitfield. Myers got it. Complete. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. 61 yards. And the Commanders have taken a 6-touchdown lead. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Cardinals offense and Kyler Murray headed back out onto the field. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets. And it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Catch made right side by Wilson. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 15. First down, Cardinals.
On 1st down, it's Benson. And he is going to lose yardage here. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
To throw, it's Murray. A short one here, caught by McBride. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. A give up the middle with Benson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They'll go again with Benson. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
On the give, it's Benson.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Throwing now is Murray. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
They go play action here on first down. And his throw here is incomplete.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. He'll try again with the arm here on second down.
That's taken in by Palmer. And they'll make sure he's touched down.
And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11.
Off the play fake, Whitfield.
There's a short one pulled in by Sinnott.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
2nd and 6.
Back to throw. Whitfield. He finds his man. Complete. That's Myers. He's now just 3 yards shy of 197 yards receiving on the contest and a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the fourth quarter already. Got to tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big...
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28.
Zaven Collins, the outside linebacker, dropping him for a loss of 6.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
The offense on third down, they've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Looking to throw. Whitfield.
Throw out wide is incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Kayvon Thibodeau. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
Pardon my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front seven today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Murray now to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down. Here comes the Cardinals punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and out will come the offense as they take over.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And you'd have to say they have done what they set out to do in this wild card round. It won't get easier from here, of course, but they'll certainly have some momentum built up for when they hit the road in the divisional round next weekend. 2nd and 7, operating from the 34.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
There's a short one pulled in by Sinnott.
And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Washington going to send out their punter
as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. This is taken around the 12. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The football going back over to Arizona now. And they are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far. And they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd down and 7.
Murray going to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Benson. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Here's Murray.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
The tackle made at the 44-yard line. It's the gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 3.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
On first down, they'll run it on the draw play.
55 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
He'll get this complete to Sennett, the tight end.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Back to throw. Whitfield. And he's got it.
And the Commanders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Delay of game, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still first down.
The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for 1st and goal. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now the try here for the point after. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Talk about two sides of the ball at cross purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. The front seven, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Looking to throw. Murray.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete.
Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
A huge play there for Arizona. 52 yards.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2. They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that, being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Get to the wild card game, check, got that done. Win a wild card game, big check. Now you've got to go ahead and set your sights higher. There is a bigger prize out there, and they still have an opportunity.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. So long, everybody.